that explosion yesterday.
Does it say in the paper about Lee's condition?
It says that he's stable.
Yeah, well, I must call the hospital later.
Oh, poor Alan and Monica. They must have been up all night.
Well, it was dark when I heard him come in.
Here they are. Oh, my dears, you look absolutely exhausted.
We are.
Oh, did you get any sleep at all?
About 3 hours. Oh, I hope that coffee is nice and strong.
Forget the coffee. Now, you two go right back to bed.
No, we can't. We have to go to the hospital.
But you've been at the hospital all night.
We may be there tonight again.
Oh.
Well, can't you get somebody to stand in for you?
No, they want everybody round the clock until all of the explosion victims have been taken care of.
Can't believe what is going on there. I mean, there are people laying all over the floor and the hallways, everywhere.
Oh, it sounds awful.
What's all this about? I thought General Hospital was prepared for such emergencies.
So did we.
Yeah. I'm sure I'm going to take this up at the next board meeting.
No, you're not. Not until we find out just what was involved in the whole thing.
Monica's right, dear. We have enough on our plates already.
For sure. Not all of this on top of Beatrice's death.
I keep thinking about that.
Lila, I don't want you to dwell on that now.
Well, I can't help it, dear. I feel so sorry for Jimmy Lee. Poor boy. Such a tragedy.
Save your sympathy, Mother, really.
Now, whatever we might have felt about Beatrice, dear, she was his mother.
What Beatrice was a troublemaker.
Isn't it amazing how one woman could upset so many lives? But then they do say that good comes from bad, and callous though it may sound, there was some good in her death.
Doesn't sound like you, Lila.
I only mean, dear, that now that the pressure of her presence is off, well, maybe this family can find some peace again.
Yeah. And I'll feel a lot more peaceful when Scorpio has wrapped up this investigation and everything is over and done with.
Including the mess at the hospital.
Speaking of which, we better go.
Do try and get some rest later on, dear.
Not much chance of that.
Let me know if you hear anything on the other matter, will you?
You bet. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lila, you feel up to a little walk down to the boathouse?
Now?
Well, why not? It's a beautiful autumn day out there.
Well,
The leaves are turning.
Well, don't you have to go into work, dear?
I'd much rather spend the day with you. That is, if you don't mind accepting a last-minute date with me.
I'll accept a date from you anytime, darling.
Okay, you have Stella get your sweater. I'll call the office and tell them I'm playing hooky today. Oh, boy, to think that I might have been there.
Where's that, dear?
Yesterday at City Hall, time of that explosion.
Really?
Yeah, I was supposed to meet somebody there. Luckily, I canceled at the last minute.
Oh, my dear, how fortunate when I think of poor Lee Baldwin.
Yeah, Dan Rooney, Audrey Hardy, so many others. They narrowly escaped with their lives.
Well, we can thank our blessings that you were safe.
Yeah, I might not be here with you today. In fact, I might even be...
Oh, don't think about it, dear.
You know, Lila, I have come so close to death this year. I mean, that heart attack, now this.
And you came through splendidly.
Yeah, but it could all be taken away in a moment. Here we are, alive and chipper, and... we're so fragile.
Oh, you're as strong as an ox, dear.
Still, it does give a man pause. You know, Lila, I have been working so hard all of my life. Maybe it is time for me to slow down a bit.
I've been telling you that for years, dear.
Maybe it'd be a good time to, well, you know, take that little cruise we've always been talking about.
Edward, you've said that before, and we never go.
Well, this time I mean it.
I'd love to.
Well, good. We'll do it then. Make it sort of a second honeymoon. What do you say, Lila? You still feel up to a little chase around a stateroom bed?
Oh, Edward, really? What a thing to say to a grandmother.
Give him 100 milligrams of secobarbonadol. It'll help you sleep.
It's not easy to do in this hallway.
No, I know. I'm sorry there isn't a bed available in the place. But I think you're going to be going home tomorrow anyhow.
I hope so. This has been a nightmare.
I know that. For all of us.
There's Darcy Troutman, report to the 8th floor burn ward.
Hi.
Hi.
You for some?
Sure. You try and get some rest, Mr. Kramer. check on that patient of mine that I asked you to?
Yes, and I thought I'd have him admitted just to be on the safe side, but I don't think he had a heart attack.
Oh, thanks. That's really good news. Listen, you keep me informed how he's doing, all right?
Yes, I will. And I noticed the clinic's beginning to clear out. Do you think the worst of this is over?
Oh.
Oh, there you are.
Hello, Steve.
Hi.
How are you two holding up?
By our fingertips.
But the worst is over. And I personally think we've all acquitted ourselves magnificently.
Not according to Jenny Blake, we haven't.
Oh, she did make some false conclusions, didn't she?
False conclusions, Steve. Excuse me. What she said was just short of libelous.
Well, I'm sure she'll correct her statements once I have a talk with her and explain the situation in layman's terms.
Why are you so calm over this whole thing?
I just don't see the point of causing another crisis.
Well, thank heavens, yes, because we had enough this last day.
Even so, I can assure you the General Hospital will come out of this with its reputation intact. Why don't you two go on home? You've been here long enough.
Okay.
Come to think of it, I'm starving to death.
Why don't we go home and have a nice lunch?
Actually, I was thinking more of a cheeseburger and french fries at Kelly's.
You are exhausted.
Oh, you poor things. You look so tired.
Not at all. Actually, I got my second wind.
Well, then you got it from me. I could kill for a martini.
That's a poor choice of words, Monica.
What's going on with the investigation?
Nothing good, you can bet on that.
They haven't found Beatrice's killer yet?
Not yet.
Oh, dreadful.
Good evening.
Robert, what are you doing here?
I need to talk to you all.
Mother, why don't you go upstairs and lie down?
Please, I'd like her to stay.
There's no reason for my wife to be involved in this.
Oh, nonsense, dear. Please, I'm so intrigued by the whole process. Please go on, Robert.
Well, what's this all about?
Well, I have some questions for you all, and I'd appreciate some straight answers.
What are you inferring, that we lied to you before?
Well, let's face it, there's been more than a spot of evasion on everyone's part throughout this case.
All right, let's get on with it. What's it all about?
A new drug was found in Beatrice's system.
What kind of drug?
A deadly one, to her anyway. It was what ultimately killed her.
On top of all the other drugs you made.
No. We've isolated this one drug as being the cause of her death.
You mean that one person did it instead of several, as you've been saying?
That's right. And that one person can be charged with first-degree murder.
Well, why have you come here to tell us this?
I want you to know what you're all up against.
What do you mean what we're up against? I thought you said you'd narrowed it down to one person.
This affects you all.
Why don't you just tell us what it is?
Well, as you well know, you've been very high on my list of suspects.
Yeah, you've made that very clear.
I also knew about Lila's ultimatum. Either Beatrice goes or she goes.
Was the only proper attitude that I could take, Robert.
I know that, Lila. But I also know about the Bible page and the fact that Lila had never gotten a divorce.
Did you also know that Beatrice was using it to blackmail us?
Yes.
I don't mean to speak ill of the dead, Robert, but she was a horrible woman.
She was also your husband's former mistress.
Why are you bringing all this up?
Because I want to establish straight off that there was no love lost between Lila or Beatrice.
Why does my mother figure so heavily in this conversation?
Because it was Lila's heart medicine that killed Beatrice.
That's absurd. My mother doesn't even take that medicine anymore.
That's not true.
Don't you
Edward.
say another
No.
word, Lila, not till I get the lawyer.
No, Edward. I'm not afraid of Robert's questions. It's quite true, Robert. I do take heart medicine every day.
Lila, I'm sorry to
No,
say...
it was not Lila.
Father, be quiet.
Lila did not...
She's resting. Still is with her.
She'll be all right.
Yeah, in a few minutes.
Well, maybe I should go up to see it.
We need you here more, Monica. Stay here.
Edward, I hope you realize what you're doing by confessing like this. If you gave Beatrice Lila's heart medication knowing it could kill her, you can be charged with first-degree murder.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that.
You should have told us, Father.
We might have been able to do something to help Edward.
Monica, there's no way in the world we can undo our mistakes. Eventually, they all catch up with us.
There's no way in this world that I believe you gave her that drug knowing it would kill her.
That is premeditation. You yourself said you weren't that desperate.
Well, perhaps I wasn't thinking.
I'll say.
Edward, are you admitting that you wish to do Beatrice harm?
Yes, sir, I am.
Father!
Look, we would like a lawyer here. No more questions until Edward is protected.
Monica, I can speak for myself. A lawyer will not be necessary.
You're right.
I waive the right.
He's lost his mind.
Look, I hated Beatrice. There's no secret about that. I mean, her medical lawsuit, her constant embarrassment of Lila. I just wanted her out of the way, quickly and permanently.
I don't believe this.
Come on, read me my rights or whatever it is you fellows do. I'm ready to face my punishment.
All right, we'll do this by the book. Edward Quartermain, I'm arresting you for the murder of Beatrice Lesueur. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.